Okay, day 11 of the fast, February 11th, 10:34 p.m., 2024. Yesterday, I kind of relapsed. With the fast, I allowed myself informational content. I even got rid of motivational content for fear of the relapse, but I ended up relapsing anyway because I just keep letting fear get in the way. Where I could have been reading the Bible, or I could have been drawing, I was instead watching videos on drawing. And the only reason I'm allowing it is because I don't really have the knowledge or skill to just kind of learn drawing on my own, and I also don't have any means to go to a library so I can do that. It may sound like a cop out, but it's also my first 4-month fast, so I'm allowing it to be a little bit soft. Maybe next year I'll be even more strict. The point of this fast was to get closer to God and to myself. And with YouTube, my study channel, which is curated to only give me informational content and occasional motivational content now, which I ignore, by the way, it's supposed to help me skill build. At least that's what I wanted it to do. But I'm running into a problem where I can't seem to maintain it too well. Teeth are still yellow. And it's really hard. I'm honestly really scared. I knew it was going to be hard. And it's not even that I'm alone with my thoughts, because I've gotten comfortable with that before the fast. It's just, it's gotten to the point where I almost would rather do nothing than learn to do the thing that I'm supposed to be doing. Oftentimes it makes me wonder if I'm supposed to do it. But at the same time, why would I be so afraid of it if I wasn't supposed to do it? I think in a way the thing that we fear the most is probably the thing we need the most, and we just don't know it. And that's kind of how the devil plays tricks on your mind, is by making you afraid of the things that would probably bring meaning to your life. You know? But as with all fears, it really comes down to just facing it. Sometimes you have to start small. Sometimes you have to go deep. Other times you have to take a step back and just observe for a little bit. But it's important not to let fear get in our way of doing the things that we were created for, or even the things that we just love doing, the things that we can't really see are we can't really see doing anything else with our life. In a way, for me, that's supposed to be art. But I keep running into this problem where I'm just too afraid to climb over the wall I run into. It's frustrating. It's very frustrating. It causes me to do things I don't want to do. It causes me to do just run into these situations constantly. from job to job and always being broke and always being lost and always being depressed. I've let fear control my life for too long. I realized that when I lost my job because it was fear that was keeping me there. Because I got pretty comfortable there. I was making a lot of money and I was actually coming into my own and they actually let me go when they did have a lot of complaints about me at first. It was nothing really behavioral. It was just because I was having a hard time keeping up with the job. And my progress would fluctuate, right? Because sometimes I would actually get really good at the job, and then right after that, I would just be total garbage. And I think that's because of the way I may have rationed my energy and focus when it came to that job. But maybe I just wasn't supposed to be there for as long as I was. And that's why I was taken out, because I wasn't doing it myself. Even though I knew I had to make that step myself. So because I didn't have the bravery or courage to do it, God did it for me. And it hurt. It hurt quite a bit. I felt like I fell from the peak of the mountain all the way to rock bottom. I still feel like that. If you happen to come across this, I just want to let you know that the thing that you are afraid of the most, unless it's actually logical, like a spider, is probably it's probably the thing that you should be doing right now. To be honest with you, you could just do it and find out that maybe it's not your thing, but at least you went and figured that out, and then you have a new thing, and then you just go and do another thing. And logically, that makes sense, right? But I just can't seem to get it. Just can't seem to get it. So frustrating. There's so many days where I just want to punch holes in walls. So many days where I just want to kick a door in because I can't get myself in gear. It's so goddamn frustrating. I was running to these walls and I can't seem to force myself to kick them down. And I know it's not that I necessarily can, it's that can't. I know it's just because I just don't do it. It depends on some other factor. I've already worked up the discipline for it. I've already done all of that. The reason why I'm not consistent is because I'm afraid. And I know where that came from. Every time, I think I've gotten past it and I've gotten through it. And it always comes back to remind me that I'm not done yet. So irritating. I want to cry, but I feel like I've used up all my tears. Just do it. Whatever it is that you're afraid of, as long as it's something that doesn't endanger your life, just do it. Fear is an illusion. It always has been. It might have been a conditioning. I got this from my past. And I don't want to go into it because I don't want my past to be out there in public necessarily. I want this to be about my present, my future. Something that I could possibly show my kids one day. I don't have any kids right now, but I will someday. And it would be really cool to show them, that they could do anything. Because if I did it, why couldn't they? "27 years old. Still haven't figured it out. I know that's supposed to be natural. But I feel like the things that I didn't figure out were things that should have already made sense by now. It's not like taxes or life or love or anything like that. It is literally purpose. Like, I already know what my purpose is, and I already know what I need to do to get it. I already know. But I'm too afraid to take the steps. Too afraid to dive in the deep end. Too afraid to find out that it was all for nothing. That's what I'm most afraid of. I'm afraid of doing it and finding out that it was a waste of time. Logically, I know that doesn't make sense. It doesn't make any sense because, like, skills transfer. It's like what I don't have in art, like maybe I do art, learn to draw, go to digital, make a few animations, whatever, say this sucks. But then I can take those skills to architecture. I can even take some of those skills into acting. It would just be a different medium, but like the whole thing is the same, like dramatization, composition, feeling. I just don't get it. I really don't. I don't get it. I always feel like I'm missing something. I don't know what that is. At times I wonder if it's God. I really do. Because I know I don't spend enough time with him. But I don't know if that's it. Maybe I'm just overthinking it. Maybe there's not anything I'm missing. Maybe I'm just not trusting the process. Maybe that's what it is. I just don't trust the process. But then that gets me thinking, like, what is the process? Is this really the process? Just to keep struggling until you make it work? To not know things and then all of a sudden know them? I need to just you need to just move forward. You need to move forward. You need to just keep trying even when you don't know. You need to stop making excuses. You just need to keep going. You will get there eventually, but to keep moving. There isn't anything you're missing. The only thing you're missing is consistency. But if you show up to the task every day, put your heart into it when you can. Some days it just won't be possible to put your heart into it. And that's okay, but you gotta show up and do the task anyway. You need to remember why you were doing this in the first place. Just move forward. You know better than anything, you know it better than anyone else that you just need to move forward.